Hi everyone, this is Paris de Bono of the Fortune Teller Shop. And in this video we're going to look at some different types of cards, and we're going to ask a question about how Kate feels about Meghan and how Meghan feels about Kate. Now this is about the royal family, of course, and people online have been asking me this question, so I thought I would do a reading about it. I'm going to use a few different decks just to see what the different cards want to say about it. Okay, so this is the Mystic English deck that I'm going to use first. So we're going to think about Meghan Markle and Kate. Shuffle the cards. And when I feel ready, I will stop. Okay, let's see. Tree. Sheep. Key. Okay, it's not very tree's a little bit slow moving. Sometimes the tree could represent family tree, family roots. Could be a little bit boring as well. The ship is about moving around, sort of here, sort of there. And the key, so far it doesn't look, it looks a little bit neutral to me actually. Clasped hands could be like friendship and friend. Okay, so this is interesting. So it sort of starts off a little bit, to me, quite dull actually with the tree. The ship card is a bit like I'm half here and half there. I've noticed in my readings when people get the ship, it often means halfway there. The key is about being open, and then we've got the hands, which is about friendship, and we have the dog, which is the dog represents friendship. So to me this looks kind of pleasant, a little bit neutral, not very exciting. I mean, the key, I suppose, could be exciting in a way, and the ship too could be like journey and opportunity, but it does have a feeling of kind of like friendly support. So I would think that Kate and Meghan have a friendly, supportive energy between them. Doesn't look like it's problematic or rivalry from these cards. And that was the Mystic English deck. It's a little bit like Lenormand, but it's not quite. It's related to the Lenormand cards. And you can get this from my shopping cart, which I'll link in the video. Okay, so now I'm going to do the tarot, and I'm going to use the yellow tarot with keywords. So what I'm going to do with this reading, I'm going to find two queens. Okay, so I'm going to use Kate and Meghan as the two queens and see how they feel about each other. So I'm looking through the cards. Let's see if there's queens. Where are the queens? They're hiding. That's saying a lot in itself. There's one there. I'm going to make that Meghan. And we're going to make... Let's make Kate the Queen of Pentacles. There she is there. Okay. So I'm just going to allocate the Queen of Pentacles as Kate and the Queen of Wands as Meghan. Now it's interesting because if we look at these two queens, they are looking away. So when they're reading, they're going to either look at each other or they're going to look away from each other. Okay, so I'm going to pull them aside. I'm going to shuffle the rest of the cards. Pull out 3 cards at random, 2 and 3. Okay, I'm going put all the cards together. How does Megan and Kate feel about each other? So there's Kate. She's already looking away. There's Megan, back to back. The Hierophant is kind of like the establishment. Page can be children and talking, and then Tower. So it's interesting because what this to me suggests is they may be close in the sense that they were in the same area, like they were both in the royal family and they were both seen at special occasions and different openings of things, but they are facing away from each other, which indicates a lack of warmth, a lack of kind of seeing eye to eye. Doesn't mean they're enemies, but it does indicate they weren't really natural friends. The Hierophant is all about rules and tradition, so that's kind of like the royal family machine, the firm. Shows a pleasant talking. So there was, again, positive feelings with the Page of Cups, but then the Tower shows something disturbed and disrupted it. And it also shows a separation of the two. So I would think that there's no animosity here between these two, but there is a sense of rules and detachment. But it does indicate they have a fond feeling for each other. I don't think these two were in conflict with each other, according to the cards. So now I'm going to do the fortune-telling playing cards. We're going to choose two queens. So this will be Megan. And we're going to use Kate's going to be the Queen of Diamonds. We'll make her the Queen of Diamonds. Let's see where she is there. Okay, Queen of Diamonds. Okay, well this doesn't quite work because they're both facing the same way. So I'm going to choose another. I'm going to use the Princess of Diamonds. Okay, so I'm going to use the Princess of Diamonds. Sometimes you do have to chop and change the cards a little bit to fit the question. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to change them to princesses because they actually are princesses, not queens. So I'm going to make Megan the Princess of Clubs, and I'm going to make Kate the Princess of Diamonds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is shuffle the rest of the cards, and we're going to see how these two women feel about each other, and we're going to basically look into year 2020. So we're going to look at this whole year. Okay, so let's see. Take out 3 random cards. 1, 2, and a 3. Let's put them together. Fortune-telling playing cards. I find these cards quite direct. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have a prince or a knight. So I'm taking that as Harry because he's a club. The king. This could be Prince Charles. I mean, yeah, king. Well, he's going to be king. And then we have earnings, effort, and skill. Effort, learning, and skill. There is Kate, and there is Megan. Oh, she's coming upside down, interestingly. That's unexpected. Well, if we look at Megan, she's almost like turning her back on everything. Okay, so if we turn her upright, how does she feel about Kate? Well, they are looking at each other in this way. So upside down, she's turning away from everybody, but if we turn her upright, she is looking at Kate. There's a card of learning and skill, which is a bit neutral because we're asking how do they feel about each other. We've got the King, we've got Prince Charles in the mix, and then we've got Harry. Now Harry's turning his back on his father. His father looks like he's trying to put effort and skill into the situation, but this looks very neutral to me again. There's only one heart card, and that's talking about Prince Charles, and he is also a Scorpio, which is a water sign. But this looks very detached. I mean, Harry's looking the other way. Meghan's looking towards Harry, but he's not looking at her. Kate's there, but she's sort of neutral. I mean, she's there to support in some way because they are looking at each other, but like we saw, Meghan did come in upside down. So this does not look very happy or loving or supportive, although I do think Kate tried to be supportive. Okay, the last deck we're going to do is Lenormand. Got to put Lenormand in the mix because otherwise my Lenormand people won't forgive me. So we're going to ask again, how does Kate and Meghan, how do they get on? What do they feel about each other? And what's going on between these two women? Okay, so I'm shuffling the cards. I'm going to take out, I'm going to do a 5-card spread. Burdened. Again, the cross is all about responsibility too. It's like a cross to bear. Stars. Star-crossed. These two were meant to meet. It was destiny. Fish. Well, the fish can be about money, but it also represents plenty of. So there's lots of stars, is lots as well, like lots of stars, lots of fish. Again, it's a bit neutral. We're going to take this as, I'm going to take this as Kate, just intuitively. It's the woman, and I feel like it's more the older established one, which is more Kate. I don't know if she's actually older, but it's more like the established woman. And then we've got the garden, which is again plenty, lots of people, public. So this is not talking about Meghan at all to me. This is saying there's burden, there's lots of stars, there's lots of communication, networking, internet, galaxy, space, money's involved, but there's also plenty of space. I'm going to take this as Kate, and then we're going to see garden, so public events, being seen in the public. It really doesn't talk about either of them. I'm just going to pull out an extra one. Lily. Again, Lily's a bit like calm and patient. It's not very friendly, it's not an enemy either. It's a pleasant, more like maturity. So perhaps Kate is going to deal with things in a very mature way, as mature as she could possibly be in the situation. This to me is quite neutral again. It doesn't have a feeling of love, joy, camaraderie. It's more like, you're in that position, I'm in this position, let's try to make the best out of the situation that we can. I don't see animosity, but I don't see warmth and total sort of sisterhood here. This is Paris de Bono of the Fortune Teller Shop.